Hello guys. So this video was a bit due, but today I'm gonna do the Omnimon Alter S deck list. So I think mine has a bit of spice. You'll see some new weird tech cards here and there. Let's get to it. Okay, first off, Dog Guy's not supposed to be here. This is supposed to be a side deck card. You can definitely run it if you run the Izzy package. I do not run the Izzy package, so let me just move that right there. So yeah, here are my rookies. Agumon, Gabumon. Typically, you play the Agumon if you want to search for heavily Garurumon, like you have a Greymon in hand for your needs. That's when you play it. Or if you want to Digivolve into a Greymon for cheaper, definitely, because this one can only Digivolve for 2 if you have an Agumon underneath. So yeah, be aware of that. But yeah, that's typically when you play it. It's typically, when you want to Digivolve into it, you want to Digivolve for this for cheaper. So keep that in mind. And Gabumon is vice versa. If you're looking for Greymons, play this card because you have enough Garurumons in hand. And that's great. Just also beware that if you do Digivolve into this Greymon, you have to Digivolve for a full 3 with this Gabumon. So yeah. The Omnimon, I'm not sure if I should have to mention, but it's here. Whenever Digimon Digivolves, draw 1. And here we have an Agumon it doesn't grab both Greymon and Omnimon, but if it does grab 2 things, it's gonna be the Tamer and a Greymon or Omnimon. So that's perfect. What I typically use this for, besides just grabbing things, is also to bottom deck. Because if you see here for an Agumon and Gabumon, they don't bottom deck their searches, which is good because sometimes you want to know where you want to get that thing that you're about to bottom deck. However, if you don't want it, what do you do with it? You play this Agumon, you bottom deck, whatever, and you also search a bit deeper and grab what you need. So yeah, it's a great card. Also, sometimes things are getting a lot bigger nowadays, so the DP boost does come in clutch sometimes. Next, we have the Garurumon. Yeah, the Garurumon and Greymon have pretty much pretty much the same effect, just sort of vice versa, where you can Digivolve into it, and your other Digimon on the board can Digivolve into the other Digimon. Okay, I'll be more specific. So let's use this Greymon. Okay, I'm already here. If you Digivolve the Greymon, the other Digimon in the field can Digivolve into Garurumon. That doesn't mean that the other Digimon has to be a Gabumon or Garurumon. It just means the Digimon Dissolve into has to be a Garurumon. So for instance, the two Agumons on the field, you Digivolve one of them to Greymon, then you can Digivolve them into Garurumon. And I think the effects is so great that you can just Digivolve for 2, or Digivolve for pretty much practically free into the next champion level. And then after that, the effect sort of continues on into the ultimates. We can Digivolve for 2, or reduce the Digimon cost by 2, and just essentially Digivolve for 1 into the ultimates. That's only if you're bouncing back and forth, but that's totally fine. And I just love that effect. And as you go into the ultimates, you can sort of Digivolve them into them for free. So you pretty much just pay 2 to get it going. But since you're getting memory back from Agumon and Gabumon, or whatever rookies you have underneath, most likely going to your ultimates for free and just had to pay that 2 to begin with. That's awesome, though you have to pay like 1 memory to go into your one of the megas. But yeah, I don't get too ahead of myself, but that's about it. That's a small combo. That's great. The reboot inheritable is good because sometimes you want to check security just to get that chipping going, and like just do that. Sometimes like you have nothing to do. You don't have your pieces in hand. Just swing in your reboot. Totally fine. Because sometimes like you're like, man, I don't want to lose a stack, but in this deck you get your stack again pretty fast, so it's totally okay. Just go for it. Next, you have the Greymon. The Greymon has 2 reasons why it's in here. One is just you want another Greymon. Okay, I guess 3 things. You want another Greymon to interact with this Garurumon, and it's a black Greymon, so that's perfect. Second is the DB boost, but most importantly, if it's on the right time, you can play this Mantai for free. So, and to get a 4-cost Tamer practically free, that's awesome. Though do be aware that when digivolving does not prac at the same time the man tie. You don't get the man tie after resolving when digivolving fully. Sadly, you cannot do a little cheesy strat right there, but it's still great nonetheless. And here, the Metal Greymon, again, it's very similar to the champions. Not gonna go over the digivolving effect too much, but it's a blocker, so do note that it's a blocker inheritable and blocker in just the main effect, which is great because there's definitely a lot of like rush decks out there. Like I'll consider Metal Shine Greymon that because markers do swing a lot, sort of rush and check. So having this here is great. Ragnaloardmon is pretty much the same thing. And I would say sometimes if decks do have like a board wipe ability or deleting the abilities, don't be afraid to just digivolve and back into these guys. Since going to since your megas have really good effects, just digivolve and back sometimes. And this Metal Greymon is not part of my deck. This is just a tech card I think you can run if you're a bit slow, and can help you play out the man tie sometimes. So I don't play this at all, but as a tech card, you can try out. Sorry about that if that confused anyone. Next, I have Ragnaloardmon. Ragnaloardmon has a great effect. You've seen it in some of my videos where I do just go into my stack, digivolve, and bottom deck, you know, a 6 cost total, not just one Digimon, 6 cost total. And yeah, it's just really strong because bottom decking is one of the best things in the game, in my opinion. Because you don't give that card back to your opponent, and you don't allow any on deletions. There are Digimon that do prevent or do have protection against bottom decking, like Greymon X, but that's totally fine. This card is not really meant for them. However, if you had that moment to use it against them, just do. And what's great about this card is that you can digivolve free. Well, you have 1 of 3 choices when digivolving. It's 1, bottom deck, you don't get all 3. You choose that one, or you digivolve another Digimon on the field into a Greymon. So for free. So instead of digivolving for 4 or 3 into a Blitz Greymon, which is your other Mega, just digivolve for free. And if you already did that, you can just DNA. You can choose to DNA instead right away, because sometimes you pass memory, and what are you gonna do with that? Well, similar how you have been going up to the line, you just continue digivolving, and you just DNA digivolve. And here I have Blitz Greymon. Blitz Greymon, in my opinion, doesn't have as strong of a when digivolving effect, as in like you do digivolve, but that only helps against wide boards, especially if they have big stacks. And I don't think there's not really that much opportunity to like truly bet off of this, besides like, you know, your opponent's bricking, and they just barely got to level 5 finally, then go ahead, digivolve them, make their day worse. But one important card, or one important card that goes well with this card, is gonna be our level 7s, Ragnaloard. Ragnaloardmon has 1 digivolving Blitz, so you could swing after you DNA'd with your 2 megas past the turn. But what's really great about this card is when DNAing for every 4 cards within this source now, delete 1 opponent's Digimon with a play cost 20 or less. That's great. You can pop two of the biggest Digimon in the field. Right, another thing is trash the top card of your opponent's security for each 4 cards. So you're gonna trash 2 right away. You're gonna clear the board, and you're gonna swing at security. So that's gonna be pretty much 2 trash, 1 check. That's 3 security gone, and you pop the biggest prize on the board. Awesome, and you get to unsuspend with your reboot and stuff. So, and then next turn, this card can just swing unsuspend because it deleted security, and swing again, and your other in the field can go for game. The only part about the Ragnaloard is that it doesn't have protection, nor is it able to use the inheritables by Blitz Greymon and Ragnaloardmon. But it's fine. I think that extra turn of aggression is great, and it's really hard to answer level 7 a lot of times in the game. So pay no mind to that. Pay no mind. And yeah, and for the inheritables, you're wondering what it was and why sometimes it is important to keep in mind not to go to Ragnaloard is that this card can bottom deck level 5 or lower if the top Digimon is Omnimon. So bottom decking consistently every turn if an opponent's trying to establish board is great. It also deters their opponent a lot of times because just they know they're gonna waste their time playing anything. Like unless they can play a mega, you know, that is worth their while, like with on play, then they will do that. And Blitz Greymon has this terrific effect. You can, like, its Digivolving effect is not that great, but it's when attacking inheritable is trash talk card your opponent's security. So you're practically doing like 2 extra checks because you're gonna trash and swing for 1. So yeah, our other level 7 candidate besides Ragnaloard in this build is gonna be Alter S. And unlike Ragnaloard, this card has protection. It's just really good. By protection, what do I mean by that? I mean, when this Digimon will leave the battle area, you can put this in security and play out the Blitz and Ragnaloardmon within the sources. So, has a similar effect to like Magnamon X, where you just put in security and you have your things from underneath. Sadly, all the sources will be trashed, and it'll just be a little like blank Blitz Greymon and Ragnaloardmon. That's fine because it means next turn you can DNA into another Alter S or another Ragnlord if you do want to. So yeah, it's a great effect. I love the card. Another thing is when Digivolving, don't want to skip over that. You can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8k or less, and then return one of your opponent's level 6 or higher to the bottom of his own deck. So pretty much 8k covers a majority of level 5s unless they're boosted. But so you're carrying both ends of level 5 and lower and level 6 and higher, which is great. It's a good, because I love this deck because it has such a huge comeback mechanic. Just like play the way you want to, and you will eventually be rewarded. Totally fine. However, there are decks that do they counter it. I'll go over it near the end a bit, but yeah. Next we have Alter B. One reason why I play this card is, well, it's a good card, but also because I have the Alter art, so I just decided to play it. But this is a one-up for sure for me because I don't play too many Alter S's in deck. As you see, I need some room for Ragnaloard. So yeah, sadly this is a one-up. But it's when Digimon effect is great. Sometimes something you digital this into your megas because this has a perfect effect to digital 3 your opponent's Digimon and just delete a playcost 6 total. It's great. And its other great effect is when attacking. When attacking, you can trash up to 3 level 6s or higher. For each one, you can delete one of the lowest playcost Digimon or Tamer on the field. So if you have a full stack of Omnimon TCG, Ragnaloardmon, and Blitz Greymon, you can swing when attacking, proc the Blitz Greymon, trash a card, security. You know, you can affect all the when attacking effects before this one. Then finally do Alter B, trash all 3, trash 2 more, delete all those little skimpy Tamers that you were annoyed of, all the little ties. And then trash 2 more, and just swing for 1. Now what just happened there? You just eliminated 4 of your opponent's security, and most likely it didn't die. You're safe. So yeah, Alter B, great card. Though keep it as a one if you're not playing too many Alter S's. If you're taking out the Ragnaloard, then go ahead, bump up the Alter S and Alter B together. Next, we have the spicy tech card, Pride Memory Boost. This one is not a side deck card. This is one I did keep in my main deck. Yeah, I see a lot of times your opponent puts you to 3. Put it 3, and like Black Memory Boost doesn't cut it in a lot of my games. You saw in the Chaos Galamon matchup that I might have lost because I wasn't able to answer, like, utilizing 3 memory. And this card sort of answers that, where I can just pay for 4. And not just only pay for 4, I get the real top 3 and play a play cost 4 or less. And since you typically know what's on top of your deck a lot of times, from like your searchers, Agumon and Gabumon, you're sort of insured it a lot of times. But also, you're playing 12 rookies, so sometimes you want to take the gamble just to get that wrap in, which I find more valuable. Just try to play things constantly every turn. It's gold. It's golden. Because if you do get a rookie out of this, well, you're set for life because you have a rookie in raising. You played this. You played this. You played this. Reveal 3. Play out a Digimon that you didn't have on it before. Then reveal top 3. Get more things to your hand. And you're ready for next turn just to go into your level 7 for sure. And getting 2 memory definitely helps you for sure if your opponent tries to choke you to 1. So yeah, I love the card. Definitely should play it. Oh, sorry about this. Forgot that this music is in the corner. Yeah, Black Movement Boost is a side deck card. If you don't like the primary boost, play the Black Movement Boost. But I don't. Sorry. And is it me? You could definitely play this card since every card in this deck is black. However, I don't play it. There's a side deck card that complements Agro X if you play that. So yeah. Okay, here are the last official cards that I have in the deck. Matt and Tai. Matt and Tai is sort of the card you need on the field because this is for sure your comeback mechanic. So as you can constantly just Digivolve on top of your Digimon on the field and sort of play out a Digimon of the alternate line. For instance, you Digivolve the Greymon, you play a Gabumon from your hand or trash. Paying for the trash is amazing because it goes well with just being more aggressive in chipping or just being willing to play your searchers. And you care less if they died, your opponent. So yeah, it's a great card because especially you can tap this to get a memory when you play a rookie. Because you can combo this well with Nokia, as Nokia now essentially becomes a 2-cost Tamer. Because Nokia effects allows you to play an Agumon or Gabumon from your hand. So after that, we Digivolve to a Greymon, Grumon, Omnimon. You can tap it to Digivolve for reduce cost of. Okay, now reduce cost of 1. You can reduce the memory cost of the dilution by 1. So you pretty much Digivolve for 1 to your Greymon, to your champions, Digivolve for 2 into your ultimates, and that's just great. I mean, I say the on-play is more important because again, I'm trying to play something every turn. Every turn I'm trying to do something. Every time I'm trying to Digivolve. Every turn I'm trying to play something. So yeah, that is essential for the deck. Ragnaloardmon definitely is. Ragnaloardmon, primary boost, Nokia, or all. And you want to consider Greymon as my tech cards. Yeah. Anyway, all these cards are my tech cards. And I think is what makes the deck 100% better and keeps it within the meta. As other times it's a bit bricky, it's a bit too slow. Ragnaloardmon definitely gets you that aggression, that pressure that your opponent just needs to answer. Also, it's a bit slow, but it does add the protection that you do need at times. And everything else, I went over it. Well, that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great day or night. The choice is yours. Goodbye.